So throughout May, I got a lot of questions on why is XRP down? Why is crypto down? Is it a good time to buy the dip? And when we did our last analysis on May 3rd, we did point out the things on the technical side that were not looking good on the chart, but we did remain bullish. But a lot of this move down that we did have was due to fundamental analysis. And it looks like XRP did head down to our bearish outlook and test that 60-cent level at that 200-day moving average. So now it's time to revisit the chart and talk about what we see happening next. Potential bounce towards the upside again, or will this downtrend continue and head down towards this yearly support level? Welcome to Currency.com's channel. I'm your host, John, at RealJohnDoe on Twitter is where you can find me. In today's video, we're going to talk about XRP. I was looking at the chart earlier. It's starting to look a little bit interesting coming up, going into June. So it seems like right now is a perfect time to give you guys an update. And if you are familiar with the channel, then you know what we're going to talk about. Number one, trader sentiment. Number two, I'll give you support and resistance levels to look at. And then we'll talk about the latest news. And then last, I will jump into the Currency.com platform. And I will give you guys a bullish outlook and also a bearish outlook in case we have the scenario where prices head to the upside or even continue down towards the downside. Sit tight and here we go. Here is your XRP update from me. And one quick thing before we jump into today's video on XRP. If you are enjoying this video at any time and this is the type of content you like to see, then make sure you hit that thumbs up button to show your support to the channel. It really helps us out. And if you aren't subscribed yet, make sure you also are subscribed so you don't miss out on all of this content that we do continue to push out for you guys to keep you updated on the top cryptos. So now let's talk about the trader sentiment for XRP here on Currency.com. Currently right now it does show 94% buyers, 6% sellers, and the price is heading towards that daily resistance level. And looking at the price history right now, XRP did have 3 days in a row where it was down, and May 30th was the first day that it was positive at about 1.40%. So many of you know right now, Ripple does have a lawsuit with the SEC, which is very important for the crypto space because this can save the industry from the SEC in coins that are being called a security or if they're not a security. And we don't have too much news on the status of the lawsuit as of right now, but Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse did say that Ripple plans to go public once this lawsuit with the SEC is settled. In a previous video, we did talk about this, but now it has been 100% confirmed from the CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. He was asked at Consensus 2021 just last week here. He replied that the likelihood is very high at some point. He also stressed that any IPO for Ripple would have to wait until Ripple resolves the lawsuit with the SEC, since these will be the same people who will be approving Ripple's IPO. And I think if Ripple does have an IPO coming up later this year or whenever it is, that will be well correlated with the price of the XRP token. But that's for a later discussion. But right now, let's talk about what is happening on XRP's price chart. The month of May did give us a very big drop, about 50%. And I did mention a potential of this drop from the level that we were at based on what I was seeing on the chart, and was looking for the price to bottom out right at this 60-cent level. And it looks like that's exactly what we got. So now it's time to update you guys if I see things continuing towards the downside or the upside. But first, what I'm going to do for those of you who missed it, and also to give you guys a refresher, I'm going to play back a quick clip from the previous analysis of the bearish scenario we were looking for. And then we'll come back and talk about the bullish and the bearish scenario from the current price levels. But we always got to remember, even though it is a bull market, we still have to trade with caution. Look for those buy to dip opportunities, or look for those times where we can't see the price going into deep corrections or even a possible trend reversal. So as of right now, let's say we do look for a buy to dip opportunity. As I mentioned, I'm looking at this 21-day moving average support at about 140. And then the next level, if price does continue to break down there, and then I'm looking at about $1.10 to $1.20, which would be right along that 50-day moving average, which is still bullish because that would still give us a higher low, and we would need that to hold. And that would be the second buy to dip spot for a possible reversal back towards the yearly highs. But if those prices do not hold, then we have this last support at about $1. If that breaks, then we most likely will see XRP head back down towards that 60 to 50 cent range, giving it about a 75% retracement from those yearly highs. And as for the indicators right now, the only thing that I do not like is this RSI heading up towards overbought. you look at the MACD, we did get a bullish crossover, but it could reverse and head back down below that zero line. And this RSI could top out here and head back down to test this support, which wouldn't actually be that bad if it did line up with that 21-day moving average by the dip level. So from where we're at today, you can see price touched down that 200-day moving average, that 60-cent level, and it did get bought up, and we have been ranging now for quite a bit here for the end of May. And XRP was having a nice run throughout the year, making it right up past $1, and now it is still testing that $1 resistance. So what can we see happening next? Here on the bullish side, this is the one scenario I see is we do finally continue to find support in these current levels, trade in a tighter range, and eventually break out and flip $1 into a new support. If we get that happening, then we most likely will cross over above that 21 and the 50-day moving average, which brings us to test that next resistance level right up here at about $1.40. And as you can see, we did range quite a bit there in April and May, so we will see some resistance if we head up towards that level. And if we do head up there and flip that into support, then we're most likely setting up to test those yearly highs up here at around $2, which I will give you guys an update for that scenario in a later video. I also see another bullish scenario from the current levels with the price continuing to the downside and testing those lows once again around that 200-day moving average between 60 to 70 cents. And then that's where we would look for a bounce for the yearly bottom and head towards that $1 resistance level later on in June. And then also continue with that, flipping that into support and continuing up towards at $1.40. So both scenarios do have the $1.40 price target. So we have one here at $1.40, the next price target at about $2. But the first price target we're looking at is right here at about $1. And I only see both of these scenarios, which one is just basically the same thing but lagging, and the other one is a quicker scenario. I see both of them only playing out if price does stay above this 200-day moving average down here, which is currently between 60 to 70 cents. If we do get a daily close below that 200-day moving average, that's when I'll start looking at my bearish price targets and for price to head back down to these levels from earlier this year. On the bearish side, then that would give me price targets number one here at about 60 cents. Below there, I'm looking at about 50 cents. And then the last level of the fence is all the way down here, close to 30 cents. Let me show you two ways that I see us getting there as well. The first one is something like this, where we have a bounce from current levels to test that $1 resistance. And that would give us a rejection to flip that into support and head down to test that 200-day moving average again, which is right on that 60 to 70 cent support level. If we do also have some consolidation happening there on support, that's not good because it makes support weaker. And then we most likely will see a breakdown towards that 50 cent level. And that is where you could see quite a bit of buyers come in, because you can see throughout the year we did range in that price level for a pretty long time. So that could line up to where we could see a lot of dip buyers come in. But if that does not hold, then things are not looking good for XRP for the remainder of the year. And another bearish scenario we have here is a breakdown at these current levels without having a bounce up to test those monthly lows. If we did have that happen, it's going to come with a lot of sell pressure, so it could push us right down towards 50 cents. And that would give us about another 50% drop or so. And currently right now, looking at the indicator sentiment, you can see the RSI did have a little bottom here previously when we tested that 60 cent level. And now it's looking like it's making a higher low, and so is the price. So we could have a bullish reversal happening right now with the RSI going into an uptrend to test that 50 level. If you look at the MACD as well, we do have a potential bullish crossover here on the daily coming within a matter of days. So we could line that up with the RSI also in an uptrend, and that would give us a test towards $1 to flip that into support. We also have the scenario where the RSI could break down and officially head into those oversold levels that it has not been in. And that would also line up with the price breaking down below that 200-day moving average and the MACD continuously staying below that zero line. But sentiment does change quick in crypto, so keep in mind that this $2 level right now is just a temporary barrier. Like I said, XRP has been performing well this year. I wouldn't be surprised if we stayed within this range for the yearly close. But if we also do break out above $2 later on this year, then I wouldn't be surprised about that either. Because XRP still has that all-time high level up at around $3 that still will get tested. eventually in the long-term bull run. So that is all for this video on XRP. Thanks for tuning in and watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. And it would be extremely helpful. What you could do right now, head down to the comment section on this video, leave your feedback. Also let me know your thoughts on XRP, and I hope to see you back in the next videos. I will continue to keep you updated on the analysis, so make sure you are subscribed and you stay tuned in with the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. It's John with Currency.com. For more trading videos just like this, please subscribe to our channel.